Hey guys, so I saw Lady Gravedancer's video of the Halloween tag, so I thought I would do that. It seemed kind of fun. So the first one that she had was favorite horror or Halloween themed song. So that would probably be easy. I love anything Danny Elfman. Since I was a kid, his music stuck out to me, even in the Tim Burton films or Tales from the Crypt. Like, obviously, I was attracted to horror my whole life, but his sound is so unique, and I always loved him. Or for Halloween, I did a music video for Midnight Syndicate, so probably them. They have like all these Halloween CDs out. Anywhere you go to buy a Halloween costume, you'll find their CDs, and I love Ed, so their music for sure. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. Um, well, I wouldn't want to walk into like the Ku Klux Klan or, um, you know, cannibals, I guess. What else would I want? Nazi zombies. Knowing me, that night I'd probably be wearing a pentacle and they just, kill me right away. What else? I don't know. Have you ever played with the Ouija board? Yeah. Favorite horror monster or villain? Out of classic horror, um, I'm not talking about Hammer horror. Like, I'm talking about like Freddy, Jason, probably Leatherface. I love Leatherface. I love that idea originated from the serial killer. Sorry. Um, you know, I love how Wes Craven got the idea about making the face, off of this guy that was studying bodies, and they basically skinned faces, and he saw a real face, and that's how he came up with Leatherface off of Ed Gein. And I personally am in love with everything that happened during that film, like behind the scenes, like everything he put his actors through, the conditions that they were under. Like, I just love from concept to finish to everything that happened behind. I love everything about the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that probably is my favorite. Creepiest thing that has ever happened to you when you were alone. Okay, so there's a lot, but when about a year and a half, I don't know, it's probably longer now. About 2 years ago, I had a condo with my best friend at the time, and my dog was there, and I ran our family business, a bar. So I would work there till 3, 4 in the morning, wouldn't get home till 4:30 in the morning, and my roommate had the opposite schedule. She'd get up at 7 in the morning and go to work. So we had this, we knew it was an entity, or not an entity, but a spirit. We thought it was like a man it was residual. Like, he was knocking on the doors every morning at like 8 a.m. We heard keys. We kept hearing the cabinets move, like the cabinet doors. And, my boyfriend didn't really buy into all of that. And, being there a year and a half, by the end of it, he sure did. But one time at 4 in the morning, obviously you come home from work and you're like, when you work at a bar atmosphere, you don't come home tired anymore. You're like lit up. You're up and awake and, watching movies. So I went and grabbed some movies, grabbed some water. My dog came into my room, and I didn't want to make noise to wake my roommate up. So I shut the door. Now, this door is very sticky. I never had it shut ever. Only when I didn't want to make noise to wake her up. So it was hard to shut and hard to open. And plus I always kept it open so my dog can come and go as he please. Well, at 4:30 in the morning, when I was watching a movie, that door was kicked and flung open, like you wouldn't believe. And I was like, I hope my roommate woke up and heard that. But I watched it. My dog, he was, already 13 years old. He slept right through it. But it was so loud. And I just went under my blankets, and you know what? Your heart and your everything was pounding, but like I wasn't scared. I was just like, what is going on? And I didn't know. About 2 minutes later, I went up, like, because I was waiting to see if it was her. I was waiting to see if someone came over. I was waiting to see something, and there was nothing there. I went to the bathroom. I didn't get like a scared feeling, but he definitely like wanted us to know he was there. Plus, it was really in a haunted area. If you're from Chicago, we were right next to Monk's Castle, which is a big haunted cemetery out here too. Okay. If you were dared to spend a night in a haunted house, would you do it? Yeah. Yeah. I would pay to spend money in a haunted house. It'd be awesome. Are you superstitious? Yeah. Yeah, I kind of, because of how I was brought up. I'm actually Mexican, but I look white. My biological father is like a Polish or Russian mix or something. He's never really been in the picture. And the people who raised me are my grandparents, who are from Mexico, and so I speak fluent Spanish. And they raised me with a lot of superstitions. A lot. If you drop a spoon or a fork, someone's going to come over. You're going to have a visitor. If you drop salt, it's bad luck. Or to throw it over your shoulder when you're done. Or just a lot of weird things, like if you catch a rattlesnake, if you want it to rain, you cut its tail off and you hang it from a tree and it'll rain, like, just, and I feel like most families, if you get into your heritage, there's all types of things if you really, really go far, and if they're open to talk about it, there's always something. So yeah, I would say, that shit sticks with you after hearing it your whole life. Do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Yeah, especially after I got into psychic development and doing scrying with water or the mirror. I feel like you could catch things and it's there, and before you even see things at the side of your eyes, you feel something, and then like that happens and it's kind of confirmed something's going on. So I guess that. Where am I? Which urban legend scares you the most? I wouldn't say I'm scared of it, but the one that's stuck with me my whole life is La Llorona, because when I would go to Mexico, we'd go every summer, and I spent all of my summers there. That's what I wanted to hear, were the scary stories, and that's what were the scary stories out there. But, everything comes from some truth, and it grows from there. People's words add parts of the story to it, but I know that something happened, and, these rumors and things are there for a reason, so that's my belief. Do you prefer gore or thrillers? Oh, I love both. I think I naturally, if they're mixed together really good, that's awesome. Like the one that I thought was perfect was Cannibal Holocaust, because it was done so well, like how they filmed it. It was a time of the Vietnam War, so they used the same cameras that, the news crew used to cover the war. So at that time, what they were filming looked so real. So that film looks so real, and it is gory, but at the same time, you're seeing human nature, which that's the scariest thing on earth to me, is how humans can be. The Stanford prison experiment is a perfect example of that. Give someone a little bit of power and control over what they can do with you. You don't want to know what's going to happen next. But as far as thrillers, I think I like them mixed. I don't like them separate. I could deal with both. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I do. Have you ever made a potion of any sort. I know Lady Grave Dancer was talking about this, but yeah, these definitely were not made for people who are practicing witches. So I have one right here on my altar. It's for money. It's just doing an event, doing readings there, so it did bring me money. Today I have readings too, so they work. They're good. So you get scared easily. There's a difference between being scared and being startled. You know, if someone comes up behind you and startles you, that's not, you're genuinely scared of them. They just like, you know, you weren't expecting that. But scared, I don't know. Not really, no. I'd watch and do things to try to get scared. Have you ever played Bloody Mary? Probably not. I don't think so. I was more into the Ouija board and like going to cemeteries. We're not too far from Bachelor's Grove, so it's like the most haunted cemetery in America, and I have a lot of stories from Bachelor's. I've been going there since I was like 14 years old. So I would probably do that more. Do you believe in demons or the devil? That's hard. I believe in energy. I don't know if I'd give it a name. I don't want to say the devil or demons, but do I believe that there are evil entities as much as there are good entities and there are different energies to work with? Yeah. Am I saying that they're good or bad? No, it's just part. It's kind of like nature. There's everything. To each their own, I guess. You're home alone and you hear footsteps in your house. What do you do? I probably would check. I would be the one to go look. If you got trapped in a scary movie, which would you choose? I would choose The Monster Club with Vincent Price because they look like they're having such a fucking awesome time there. And who doesn't love Vincent Price? I fucking love Vincent Price. If you could wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? Well, a witch. That'd be awesome to fucking wear my hat and, you know, my boots and dress and look cute every day, and that'd be awesome. But that's because I am one, not because it's a costume. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yes. In a zombie apocalypse, what is your weapon of choice? Katana. That'd be cool. Or what's that baseball bat with the giant nail at the end? That'd be fun. Just like... pick. Those giant axe picks. Axe pick would be cool. Yeah, we'll do that. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? Talking to me now, Halloween party. Talking to me as a kid, trick-or-treating. Because, you know. But yeah, hell yeah, Halloween party. If you're in a horror movie, are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? Probably the killer or the smart one. If I'm not the killer, then I'm the smart one. Do you ever watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? No, I can go to sleep to horror movies. I love horror movies. Whilst watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person who with their eyes covered, or the person who falls asleep? I yell at them, if anything. I get into it. I know a lot of people do. If you love horror, you have to get into it. You know, it's an experience. It's a healthy experience. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? I probably do more scaring. My favorite scary book. My favorite scary book that I reread recently is Clive Barker's Mr. Begone. Oh, I fucking love that book. That book, it's so cool because his idea of making this book is basically like kind of like The Exorcist, where a demon possesses a girl, but in this instance, it's a demon possessing the book that you're holding. So you're reading this demon talking to you. It's so awesome. The first pages are like, burn this book, do it quickly while there's still time, and oh my god, I love that book. I can read it over and over forever. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? Oh, I know that one. It's probably 7 or 6, and probably 6, because I was always asking for horror stories or horror movies or to be scared, and I would see my cousins like, tell me a scary story. So my first horror movie was when I was 6, and it has created a fear. I guess I am scared. I'm scared of dolls. I'm not just scared of dolls, like, I'm scared of porcelain pretty dolls, because they're vessels, and, you know, they're just fucking evil in my eyes. But that movie that I saw when I was 6 was Dolly Dearest, and it was made in the 70s, you know, and it was really crazy. It still is really crazy. It's a really good one. I would recommend seeing it at least once. What was your first Halloween costume? Funny enough, it was a witch. It was. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I'm going to be a witch this year. But I have a lot of tarot parties booked out, so why not dress like a witch when I'm going to do all these readings? You know, I make use out of my costume, and I fucking love it, so why not wear it? If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, what would you pick? Well, my spirit animal is a wolf, but if I were to pick a pet, an owl, I guess an owl. I don't see why an owl's scary, though. It's not a spooky pet. But yeah, so that is my take on the 30 question Halloween tag. Just like them, if you watched it, make your own. I think it's really cool that we can do this, and like, I really want to do the pagan challenge too, because you really get to know people, you get to know different people's takes on things, and I don't know, it's really awesome. It's a great community, and this is fun. So I hope you liked it. Bye.